Hello everyone and welcome to my Date and Die Mall series. In today's video episode, I'm taking you guys to the Strand Mall at Kota Damansara, PJ. Right now, I'm here today on a weekday. It is around 2 p.m, so it's slightly after the lunch hour. To be perfectly clear, this is my first time stepping foot on the Strand Mall. I always pass by this mall and I did not take the luxury to turn in, even though that this mall has been open for quite a while. The reason is because every time I come to Kota Damansara, well, basically this side of the town, they have two shopping malls which provides better retail experience, and also they have more F&B retailers. I'm pretty sure you guys will know which mall I'm talking about. Well, for those who know, there is One Utama and also IKEA. And since this is my first time stepping foot on this mall, I'd like to know how was this mall doing in the early days of its conception. Was everything is going on track until the lockdown happens and things start to turn sour for this mall? Or is it that the Strand never even engaged to the second year? Write in the comments down below and share with me for those who have stepped foot on this mall in the early days. The Encorp Strand Mall is not that big for today's standard, and considering this is a modern mall, it is slightly above the small category. As you can see in this video, the foot traffic on the ground floor is very low. So far, most of the patrons here are going for the F&B, and as you can see, there's also a healthcare provider on this floor. And based on my observation, there is approximately 70% of the retail outlets currently operating on this floor. Design-wise, it's alright, it's kind of modern, but overall the lighting on the ground floor is a bit dim to my liking. Maybe they are trying to save costs here and there because there are barely any foot traffic currently on the weekday. I don't know much about the weekend. Again, I said this is my first time dropping by to this mall, even though this mall has been operating for about 10 years. So for context, the Encorp Strand Mall was opened in the mid-2010 and they have been opening for business for around 10 years. Strangely enough, a modern mall here in the Strand, considering they have a very good demographic of residents surrounding this area, including there's lots of office working adults, yet this mall failed to attract the foot traffic that is necessary to keep this mall alive and vibrant. Alright everyone, if you enjoyed this video so far, please smash the like button and share this video to your friends and families, especially those staying in close proximity. And also please consider subscribing to my channel, as I love to have you as my subscriber. Right now I'm on the first floor and the foot traffic here, as you can see in the video, have dropped significantly. There are barely anybody walking on this floor, and the amount of retail outlets here operating also has dropped slightly below the 40% mark. My personal opinion, usually a mall of this size, they should consider focusing on attracting more F&B retailers and also a grocer, because this mall, by its size, they cannot compete against the more matured and more sophisticated mall which are currently in close proximity. They have to really focus on these two so that they can position themselves to be a community mall. My personal opinion, if the ground floor and the first floor are fully occupied by F&B, I think they would do well. The type of demographic surrounding the Strand Mall is quite a good mix. By right, they shouldn't lack of foot traffic, but because maybe the competitiveness among the malls within close proximity is very hard to position themselves. That's why I said this mall should position themselves to be a community mall. And on the second floor, the lighting is also similar like on the first. It's too dim and too dark for my liking. I think they should consider brighten up the lighting so the mall is not looking like it's on a sleepy stage. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree in my opinion in regards to this mall's lighting? Write in the comments down below and share your thoughts and opinion. Strange enough that this mall have a service restaurant right on top, yet they're still struggling to attract even the residents on top to patron this mall. As for location of this mall, unless you're coming from the highway, you will notice them, but there's no direct access from the main highway. You have to turn in from all the shop lots to find this mall. It's quite hidden. Maybe that's why if you're not a local resident, you won't even notice this mall existed. And I also acknowledge that the online retailers has changed the spending habit of consumer, especially after the lockdown. Before that, I see that things has been gradually declining, but because of that unwanted weird situation, people are being forced to stay at home and they got nowhere else to go. Then the consumer started to change their habit. That's why I think that the spending habit of consumer beginning to tilt heavily towards the online retailer. And now I'm on the third floor. As you can see, on this section is just more happening. There are kids playing area, gym, banquet hall, and a sports area. So at least this section of the mall on the third floor is of a good use. So the kids playing area seems to occupy quite a large amount of retail space here. From my estimation, they pretty much occupy like 1/4 of the entire third floor. But overall, the foot traffic on this floor is also very minimal. In fact, I would say it's almost non-existent. existence. Now, as for the number of retail outlets on this floor, you can see that it is also roughly about close to 50% due to the children's center taking most of the retail space. And the Strand Mall also has a snooker center. The positive sign is that TGV Cinema is here. And while I was walking towards that end, I saw a banner which they state that they have a go-kart activity on the upper floors. So I decided to check the place out. And to my surprise, it's really there. And they repurposed the entire multi-level parking on the 5th floor to be a go-karting activity area. So this is also a positive sign. At least they repurposed the multi-story car park to a good use. And considering the Strand Mall is of a modern mall which is about a decade old, the entire retail leasing and rental is on the shoulder of the central management. Unlike most of the other older malls which are stratified, meaning that each individual retail lots are managed by individual retail owners, not the central management. That's why you see the older malls, they have mixture of tenants, unlike most of the modern malls which control the type of retailers that can operate on their malls. Here's a question for everyone who are watching this video. Have you personally stepped foot to the Strand Mall, especially those who are staying and working in close proximity to this mall? As for the car park on the basement, I don't like the lighting at all. It is very dark in most areas, and the condition of the car park on the basement is, I would say, below average. And the car park spaces, if you're driving a large SUV, it's not that wide, but it's decent, and the amount of car park is plentiful, so you don't have to worry about the difficulty finding car park spaces, especially if you go up to the multi-story car park. In conclusion, I would like to say that this mall has nothing to offer except for some F&B here who cater for the office dwellers. I don't foresee the concept of this mall catering to the residents because they don't even have a grocery retailer here. So this is one of the big drawbacks. My suggestion to the management is try to get an SK here. Maybe give them a very cheap rental rate, at least to pull the residential foot traffic to this mall. My opinion is that this mall could turn into an online retailer mall. Why I'm saying that is because I went to Korea last year. I visited a mall of this size and they repurposed the entire mall as the online retailers. Although they opened a physical store, but majority of their sales are online. And if you walk through the entire retail in Seoul, I can't remember the mall name, maybe I'll share the name in the video, you will notice the sales girl there live streaming, selling the products while in their retail space itself. So as I was walking, I was watching all the ladies doing all the live streaming, promoting their bracelet, dress, skirts and everything. I was quite impressed, and I was thinking to myself, why no Malaysian retailers are doing that, especially those malls that are not doing well. Maybe they could consider attracting those online retailers to participate in their mall and create this vibe. I'm pretty sure a lot of consumers will be quite excited and also seeing them performing. Tell me in the comments down below, do you agree or disagree with my assessment? So that's all for the Encorp Strand Mall video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you do, smash the like button and share this video to your friends and families. And if you want to fully support me so that I can produce more entertaining video like this in the future, click on the red button below which says subscribe. It is completely free and it won't take a lot of your time. My name is Chester Cheng, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers guys!